Ladies and gentlemen, Fit Fam of all ages, armed and all heart, proudly brings to you, along with the now 49 of the best YouTube subscribers of the world, the Jesus Freak, Fitness Freak, Brenko Bay, that's me, along with the Small Channels Unite crew. Oh boy, I have a fitness challenge for you, and a little vlog from yours truly too. So get ready, boys and girls of the iron, because Small Channels Unite Tuesday is back, and I'm coming at you! Okay, welcome to Small Channels Unite Tuesday. Let's get right into it. The fitness challenge for today will be as many reps of 20-pound side lateral raises you can do in 1 minute. Simple, easy. This will not be a fitness tag. It's just whoever wants to do it, just do it and see how much you can get. Because I'm going to be working shoulders today, so might as well put something in with shoulders, and so that's that. And today's little vlog with me will be getting into something, supplement history, where I come from with supplements and how I got into supplements and all that other jazz. Yeah, and one of the things that what got me to supplements kind of crazy, because I didn't know about any, all I liked to do up until 2003 was just lift. I just liked to lift. I would go run track. I wasn't counting macros. I wasn't looking at any nutrition. I was just shoving in my mouth. Maybe sometimes I would think about what I put in my mouth, but most of the time not. Just love to lift, just like to work out, just like to run, and but then I was sitting at a hairdresser and I saw this magazine, and it was one of my favorite wrestling entertainers of all time, and I still have that magazine to this day. Right here it is, my first very, I was allowed to take the magazine home, but this man, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, got me into supplements. I'm sure Pastor Gaines likes that. I know he likes WWE, and so yeah, it was because of The Rock it got me into supplements. Because once I started reading Muscle and Fitness in 2003, I was just hooked. So you can see a lot of by the pages here. What supplements I first tried, like Excedrin was my first fat burner I ever tried. That stuff was nasty. It really messed me up inside. That really got me thinking, this stuff's nasty. But I always thought that, starting out that, supplement, that you could take I had this theory or belief that you could take a magic pill and you would magically lose weight. Crazy, huh? But that's what I thought. But then, so that was that, and so I believe let's see what else. Yeah, my first BCAAs was in the form of animal pack from Universal Nutrition, and yeah, so that was that. So you could figure out where I went with this. ON 100% whey, it's now gold standard, but this is what it was in 2003. It was just getting on the market and stuff. It wasn't as popular as it is now, but it's funny. And even there's the man Art Atwood, which tragically died by poolside or whatever when he was working out or what have you. Great. I bought his workout DVD. Great inspirational guy. sorry that he passed away, but he actually, I think he was one of the first founders of ProSups. I don't know if that's true, but I believe he was one of the supplement companies. Actually, he actually founded, I believe. But yeah, he was one of my. He encouraged me a little bit. I bought a DVD and stuff, and I followed him for a little bit. Sorry that he tragically passed away. Let's see what else here. Yeah, so that was my first whey supplement, was the ON Gold Standard. My first protein blend was, of course, Pro Complex by ON, because you keep flipping the pages, there it is. That's what ON Pro Complex looked like in 2003. so you know, yeah, so all my first, yeah, see, and then, because he was the big guy of ON Gold Standard back in the day, Art Atwood. There he is again. And that was my first protein blend that I ever tried. And then I, you know, and this got me to try other supplements like Muscle Tech's Nitro Tech, which back in the day, that stuff gave me stomach problems and all kinds of stuff. So did Cell Tech back in the day. Didn't agree with me. That was a creatine supplement. I have to give Muscle Tech credit because they have made major improvements since 2003. They have made major improvements. I have tried Cell Tech, and I've tried the improved Nitrotech, and it does agree with me now. So they have made major improvements over the years. So props to Muscle Tech. And the first creatine supplement I ever tried was this nasty stuff from Pinnacle Nutrition, juiced creatine. So yeah, that was the most nastiest creatine supplement I ever tried. So I'm glad they made innovations in pre-workout, because that just stuff was nasty. I threw that out. You know, I maybe had one scoop of that, and I was like, oh, this stuff's nasty. I said, if all pre-workouts are like this, I'm done, man. But that was back in the day when I still had just a daytime job. I really didn't need, the pre-workout. But yeah, so that, that's pretty much a supplement history on me. The first powder, BCA powder that I actually tried was Salvation Extend. Great stuff, great flavor. Gives me great energy and stuff. And actually the first protein I actually had besides the Gold Standard in 2003, I convinced my mom, I was living with my parents at the time, to buy me this generic weight gainer, store-bought weight gainer. And that stuff was just nasty. It didn't mix well at all. And so yeah. So there's a little brief history of supplements. And I just want to say that, no, I believe in whole foods. If you can get your energy, you should get your energy from whole foods. Supplement is just in my opinion, to supplement what's missing in your macros in your diet. Like I told you last week with the ISO 100 by Dymatize, I use it to get my macros of my protein up to where they need to be, and keep my carbs low, because it only has 1 gram of carbs. So stuff like that. And because I work a very demanding schedule, and I use a pre-workout because I work a very demanding schedule, work third shift, 11 hours, sometimes 12 hours if I work overtime, and then I do this show, I work out hard, I make, when I go in that gym, headphones are on, I'm giving a 100%, I'm not, I'm going for it, and hopefully one of these days I'll get to collab with some of you guys, and you can see this kid's for real. He doesn't mess around. And everybody has a different life situation, and if a supplement works for you, great, use it. If it doesn't, then it don't. If you can get by with a cup of coffee and some creatine, go for it. I wish I could, I could go to the gym on just coffee and creatine, believe me. But for my demanding schedule, I need a little bit more of an oomph. So, you know, I use a pre-workout, and I've been using pre-workouts back in the day. Yeah, I didn't need it, you know, but I didn't have a demanding work schedule. Plus, I do like the fact, yeah, you know, I know a difference between working out with, you know, because I used to work out at home, so I know the difference between, you know, using a pre-workout and not using one. So for me personally, to have the creatine, the beta-alanine, and BCAAs in you before you go to the gym, and a little bit of caffeine, it really gets me through that whole workout. And I don't, you know, and that's just me. So do what works for you. That's the best advice I can give. Do what works for you. But if you see another bro and he's just getting by, you know, with coffee and creatine, you know, salute him, man. You know, he's doing, you know, but, you know, just, so it is what it is. So that's my take on it. And it's funny because I still have my first shaker. And you can see it says gold standard. They were just coming up with the gold standard. This was my first protein shaker right here too. So, and back in the day, my next pre-workout I ever tried was No Explode. And back in the day, that stuff was pretty nasty. And I used to give that poor reviews up and down. And but now it has made, props to BSN because it has made major improvements since the first No Explode. So props to BSN. They have just come a long way in their supplement development as well. Because now BSN No Explode is my #2 workout of all time. So, and #1, of course, is pre-gym. So that's just me. So do what works for you guys. And so after this, you'll see how I did in the challenge. You know, God bless. Thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe if it's really encouraging, or you know. And put a thumbs down if you're a hater and you just don't care. I don't care, because I'm going to keep doing this because this is my lifestyle. And I'm going to keep proving to you guys with my actions. I love every single one of you. And so, till next time, keep fighting.